But the whole idea of that title kind of being the title of the record was as I kind of looked at each of the songs, and they vary in their themes, but what tied it together for me was just the idea of being a worship leader and a songwriter trying to be a songwriter for the church, and writing songs that lead people to an encounter with God.
So remember your people, remember your children, remember your promise, oh God. Your grace is enough, your grace is enough, your grace is enough for me.
It's always funny as a songwriter when people record your songs, but you don't really have ownership. But when it's a song that you have huge ownership of, and then an artist still records the song, it's sort of weird because it's like you're now sharing a child with someone that you don't even know. And luckily, I'm really good friends with Chris Tomlin. Well, but I think like, you know, when I'd written the song and recorded it, and then Chris came along and God kind of put it in his heart, and he's like, man, I really want to lead this song. And he'd made a couple of changes to the chorus and stuff, and he actually made the song better. And so I felt like it was just one of those opportunities where God's like, you know what, if you can just surrender a little bit, like I'm going to do something great. I'm about to do a mighty work. And so I'm just like, who am I to get in the way of that, you know?
Your grace is enough, your grace is enough, your grace.
Church was always something that was part of life, but it was sort of kept to Sunday. And God was somebody that you only talked to when you needed something. And so I think for me, like I kind of grew up always with a sense of, with a belief in God and a belief in Jesus, but never a real deeper understanding of who He was and what He'd done for me. And it wasn't until I moved when I was 20 to Arizona that I really came to a full understanding of what Christ did for me at the cross, and was able to kind of really accept that and just receive salvation. Music was always something going on in my family's house. There was always music playing at dinner time when my dad was cooking dinner, and during holidays. It was just, music was just sort of permeating everywhere, and so I always wanted to play it. So I knew from a very early age that I was going to be a musician.
Our Father, who art in heaven, the rocks cry out your fame. Come and let your glory, come and let your glory fall.
Whenever I prepare to lead worship, you really you just need to approach it with the heart of a servant whenever you're picking the songs. I think the first thing for me is, what is the message going to be about? So even if there's no scripture proclaimed, it's like, what is the talk about? If I'm going to lead these people, I need to try to have a heart of a servant and serve them. Get to know what's going on in their life, build relationships with them outside of worship. Because it's just about being pastoral and having the heart of a pastor and really knowing how to lead people. I feel like all great leaders are great servants. I think if someone asked me, like, what is your greatest hope for this record? For the record, I would say, I hope I did my part so that He can do His part. I think in that, personally, my desire is that people grow in intimacy with God. I just more and more am realizing in my journey as a disciple that, that as I journey closer and closer with God, that He wants me to stay there closer and closer with Him. And He wants me to love the people in my life in His heart and not in mine.